So let's go ahead and download, then install Visual Studio Community 2017. So if you go to visualstudio.com, depending on when you're accessing it, should look like this. They might change design, they probably will. But the bottom line is that you need to find the drop-down box. And once again, they might change this to something else as well. Find Download Visual Studio and then dig into Community 2017. That's what you should look for. In this case, there's a drop-down, Download Visual Studio, Community 2017. So click on that, wait until it downloads. Give it a few seconds. And now, open it up by double-clicking on it. And wait for it to perform a setup. And continue. So this is the setup I was talking about. This is going to take a little bit of time, maybe a few seconds, a few minutes. It doesn't take that long. But I will pause it until it's done. So the setup has been completed, and after that you should see this pop-up box. Now, Visual Studio Community 2017 introduces this concept of workloads. Workloads is essentially an idea of saying, what do you want to focus on? Do you want to build desktop applications? Do you want to build web applications? What do you want to do? The reason for that is to be able to only install what you need, as opposed to installing everything and just taking a lot of unnecessary space. That's all it is. In this case, we're going to choose .NET Desktop Development because we need console applications to be running and we need to develop console applications. So that's what we're going to choose. You see that there are a lot of features here that we can use. Some of the ones are Blend for Visual Studio, Entity Framework 6 tools, profiling tools. That's all looking fine. Just leave it as the default and don't choose anything unless you need to. In our case, we don't. So that's going to be that. And if you need to add any more workloads, then you can do that after you have installed the application. So don't worry about that. This is just initially to get you started. Then click Install. And as you can see, it's installing Visual Studio Community 2017. So acquiring it, and then it's going to be installing it. So I will pause this as well until it is complete. So now, as you can see, the installation has been completed. So it has acquired Visual Studio Community 2017 and installed it. And now it says, one more step to go. We need to restart the computer. So for that, I will pause the video again and restart the computer. And then once I'm back up, we will open up Visual Studio 2017, look at the interface and quickly go over it. And then we will move on to what has been updated in C# 7. Okay, so the restart has been completed. I will go and search for Visual Studio. So Studio Community and 2017. Let's see. So I have it right here. And I will just say not now, maybe later. Apply customization from previous version to environment selected above. And we can say general. I mean, you can do that if you want to. I usually do it just so that if you have previous version installed, it can grab the settings and apply it to the new one. It does not hurt. And I usually choose dark because I can see the code better on that. You can choose whichever one you like. And then click Start Visual Studio. Give it a few seconds. It's going to set some things up. And here we go. So let's check this real quick. We have the community version, as you can see. And here is the interface. Pretty similar. The only thing is that there are some features added in this new version, but other than that, it's pretty similar. You know, the menus are organized similarly. In your view, you have the important windows such as the arrow list, the output. You have, you know, more in your other windows. And it's basically the same exact organization, except for the fact that there's more features added up on this version. So we'll go ahead and just create a simple console application. We'll go to File, New, Project, and then click on Console App, .NET Framework, and we can just say simple application, just to make sure that everything works. So simple application, say OK. Give it some time. And here we go. I'm going to go ahead and say console, right line, and then I am going to say simply hello world. And breakpoint it right here just to make sure that things are looking good. I just want to run the app and see everything was set up correctly, and the app runs, everything compiles. And it says hello world. Things are looking good. Basic smoke test, so to speak, just after installing the IDE. And we should be looking good. We will be doing a few more setups and then going right into what has been updated in C# 7, and then going ahead and making those changes in some of the applications that we have written previously. So stay tuned.